And
it is on the way coming.
It is coming now. They have passed it. What have you done?
That is the parliament to vote the president.
Hey, you have just shouted 2 minutes. I saw bloggers abusing Senyonyi. Senyonyi has moved out of.
Why are they abusing Senyonyi?
I don't know. I don't know whether NOPU is such a disorganized party. It must follow its principles. I'm a member. But they work on the pressure of the public. That is bad. They must be firm like me. Even if you abuse me, Sharon, when I want to tell you something, I tell you. I don't fear abusers like NOPU.
So do you think it's right for these people?
It's not right.
No bloggers.
It's not right.
Their own?
No, you have to respect the leadership. NOPU has the president who is Kyagulanyi. Joro Senyo is the leader of opposition. You are not the one ruling him. Let the party, you have to follow the party's decision. If the party decided to shall do this, follow the party. If you are calling yourself a member of.
No.
So it's not that just go there and shout. Shalom, you are my friend. If I
find something wrong with you,
I don't need to go and shout at social media.
I just come and tell me.
We close ourselves indoor and we solve our problems. So Kyagulanyi must take care that these people are targeting him. And Kyagulanyi is on a hot plate. Any mistake, they will fire him. His own people, they will turn him. Those bloggers, they will turn against him. Their mission is to fight Kyagulanyi. But they have to first kutema all of these pillars.
Nana Habu Mouthwash lyeddagala ettuufu yennagakasa mu kujjanjaba endwadde z'amannyo. Amannyo gakuluma bw'ossaayo ekyokya oba ekinnyogo gagasannyalala bw'osenya ovaamu olusaayisaayi oba ogayiza ludda lumu. Senyesa Nana naye weegendereza abafere tebakuguza kappa mu kutiya musange mu famasi zonna. Nana yakakasibwa National Drug Authority.
Abantu bangi bo balowooza mu ddagala lyaffe ery'obutonde okuva edda abantu bakozesanga nkola ya kizaala ggumba. Mu India omuti guno gukozesebwa nnyo nga enkola eya family planning. Ate era naffe ku Biva Organic bangi batera okutubuuza teminayo nakyo family planning. Ku Biva Organic tugukozesa omuntu tujja ne tumulagirira bulungi bw'asobola okugukozesa ate enkozesa yaagwo nnyangu oil ono ayamba nnyo okukola ng'enkola ey'ekizaala ggumba ate nga yeesigika omuntu etajja kuleetera side effect. Era gwe omukyala ayina mugamba nkozeseza enkola endala ate ne zintiisa ni Mutwe ono mulungi nnyo okukola nga birth control method ate eri reliable kubanga properties ze tezina bwe za affectinga reproductive system ate mbofu n'ebizimba ate ozibikira enseke ate akuyamba n'okukelenzinga woyagala okuddiramu okuconcevinga tekikutwalya na budde kuba kikola boss ku basajja n'abakyala okusobola okukola nga spermicide. Kati gwe munaffe abadde teekateeka babadde ayagala okuba n'enkola yonna munakyo therapies osobola okukozesa ebintu
Tubanjulira Katogo Collections abeegulidde erinnya mu kutikkula n'okutuusa engatte z'omulembe mu kibuga Kampala. Tusuubuza n'okutunda engatte za buli kika omuli eza gentle, sneakers eziri original ne open shoes ennungi ddala. Tusangibwa mu kibuga wakati ku Ham Shopping Ground ku Chains of Liberty ku dduuka namba CL37 ne 38. Ate mmwe ab'eggulu mwabalidde empanga tulina branch yaffe eya Katogo Collections ku street ya Jomo Kenyatta Road. Ate ng'eyo tulina kalonda yenna okuva ku ngoye ez'abaana, abakyala, abaami n'ebyomunju byonna. Tulina emifaliso, carpets, pillow, ziduve, blankets, amasuuka na buli kye weetaaga mu nju. Gwe ow'okumpi n'ewala nga weetaaza okugula ssekinnoomu oba omusuubuzi tosagaasagana tukubireko ku noti 77 noti 88 39 68 oba noti 753 noti 23 65. Darome Guluweng Obino Tracker.
Lighting
Yes, studio because
lighting esinga ne ya baba
Saturday atandika. Na lero sky rino olugamba nalukula luli wano.
Yuwa sky na muwa second chance. Njagala mwagaza abantu bali bamugoba. Nekati bamulaba. Thank you so much.
Welcome to tuli mu BBC. Go tubatandika otugamba tugulewo BBC ya forward.
Welcome to Shalom 256.
Shalom BBC Uganda Africa.
It's happening we tugamba. Aso ekigamba it's happening omanya oli ku Shalom 256.
It's happening.
It's happening. Kamanya ko mu Uganda.
It's happening. It's over is happening.
It is happening.
Ando okogedde mu luzungu.
It is happening we tugamba.
Ine interview kaje osobola okukola nga webase na muko boti. Nezi lizi bazabonke.
Mubeera mu muti.
Tegeza soke nebakemu. Nebakemu ne views eba.
So
Kanebakemu
ko basabiza ngoli mu studio ya.
Kanebakemu ko ne views eba.
So bawule ekigambo shalom ngomanya.
Simanyi tutandise gwe shalom.
Kwe tuli kompewo tuli mutambula. Akana subscribing please.
Oyina producer omumpi. Abasajja abampi baba n'olugezigezi.
Kaka producer akoze ekijje.
Kagaye makafuna milioni emitwalo 2.
Je byafuna kamwe 2. Ngojeko NSS.
YouTube gye wakatandika yatusosasula omuntu emitwalo 10.
Nino obula kati nana habo mouthwash.
Ninakyolanga basawo baganda bokka.
Nana simusawo.
Wetagayo
kokali amanyo.
Kati nana akuwa sente.
Bampa obulango ono nana.
Bakoye emitwalo 5 omwezi.
So 5 nana mpera ddala akasente.
Bangamba nawe oyine gamanyi g'ekisajja.
Shalom ese services. Ola watanga odoyo manyi.
Shalom ojja kutta abantu.
Nedda sitaba. Watanga odoyo manyi. Wedduka ngeri lyawo. Kuda village mall.
Nenga byotunda bikoze nga n'onsala lubuto. Obukazi bonna bungamba Bajjo twandikwagadde naye olubuto. Nze nanfaananga kasuku. Lwaki wejogera kasuku?
Wabadde ofaana Bajjo ofaanamu ex-wo. Okamu ex-wo full figure.
Lwaki tomuteeka mu bintu ejja kukuvumira bwereere. Saabasumba muleke. Saabasumba full figure muleke tomuteeka mu bozzo Shalom.
Bajjo kalina kweddaga esalo n'eridduka nyamu nina kusatu esooka.
Naye nga bisala olubuto. Nziguse n'ennya ensozi.
N'ennaku esooka esatu oddukana. Ekyo nkigambirawo sawa nga yampadde TV.
Naye tompa ebintu ebirwaza kansa.
These are able things. Okuwa ebintu nanyogana ogyetemera. These are able things. Bya habo.
Gwe bino bitama abantu gatandika interview edi serious. Just wano mpumuddemu. Mpuliriza omusawo omuganda byayogera.
Siri musawo omuganda. I'm a herbalist. Qualified.
What's the difference between a herbalist and a witch doctor?
Omanyi ebintu by'okujanja bisabo babisoma.
Ate wabisoma?
Yes.
Teri haba asala lubuto.
Ngina mu certificate munna.
Nagendako naawe ku Kiroko Tower, ku Rested Town MTN we waliwo omukazi oba muyitanga yangamba ngenda kuwa mu mwezi gumogenda mukatona mugulu lubuto lweyongera bweyongezi. Sikaddamu kunywa bintu byamu bya habo. Olina ngamba nina habo awonya alusa. Ne nze teri kyensi kozekoze.
Olina alusazi.
Zeyongera bweyongezi.
Wendagala tonsasula sente omala kuwona.
Shalom tosobola.
Annake.
Shalom tosobola kumponya.
Katika.
Nja kuswaliza
bwera. Kampule kwa kiranti bangomu omumanyi.
Abasawo abaganda bawandikanga n'ebbaluwa ku beach.
Omubuuze Bajjo wano mu Uganda nze awonya alusazi. Era banna abaana alusazi 0705 27
abantu bajja kulowooza oli serious.
Ngenda kweddagala Bajjo eri alusazi. Kampule siraja agenda akali beeti. Ovaana n'omukemu.
Opadagayo Shalom ndeka.
Njagala owone. Agenda
tandika interview yatulese.
Tuli mu kkola.
Tubere serious. Tandika interview ya serious.
Yes, kansoke mukubiri.
Yatulese.
Agende wakafu.
Tukole ebi kati ndi serious olakoma memizira lumo.
Agenda kunywa Bajjo.
Sijja kunywa bintu byokunzitira bwereere. Gomanyi habo gwenywedde ku nsi. Nayongera kugejja mutwe na lubuto. Ngagamba.
Sirajo oli luddawa.
Sirajo onyambye.
Kati bw'okomawo onza ku
Sirajo onyambye. Nenga oli nnyo producer.
Kale.
Onosobola emirimu.
Ndine Professor Bajjo Alphonse Mukasa, a student at Muhoozi University.
Nawezezza omwaka.
Makere. Olano first year.
First year yawedde ngenze mu second year. Mu gw'omunaana ngenda mu second year.
Can you do English?
Anything you want.
Yeah. So today with me I have Bajjo, a student of
Muhoozi Makere business. Leisure, events and hospitality, but I'm going to master in leadership and governance. I'm calculating 2 degrees in my own business of events and in politics. Ebina bimala nga mmaze. Basagala birala.
The course you're pursuing,
It's
course unit of leisure and
when you get it, this is an entry to master's degree I'm pursuing.
you want to do master
Because you can't do master without a bachelor's
so how
degree.
is your CGPA as
Now I have 3.86 second class upper.
second class upper.
I'm not doing bad,
You're not
man.
doing bad. So it's
So you
copying
think
for
you thought
who's copying?
at Muhoozi we don't copy. It is a very strict university, very serious on academics. Actually, we are being treated like younger kids. They at Muhoozi, there is not that you're a celebrity or you're known. They treat everyone equally. We achieve equal educational rights together.
Do you answer in Uganda?
So I answer in English.
Yes,
but,
let's go.
So at Muhoozi, there is equal rights for each and every student. There is no discrimination in tribe, political party, or religion. Everyone is treated equally. So at Muhoozi, I think it's the best university. at the moment.
Even you are prominent events promoter. They treat you as someone that treats other students.
So sorry, you can speak English. Which type of interview is this? Am I on CNN or BBC?
Are you at Shalom 256?
So let me. So what are you asking?
What I'm saying, you are prominent events promoter.
Yeah.
Do they treat you the same way they treat
Yeah,
other
true,
students?
true. As I told you, Mobus is following. What can I say? Being the most prominent business university in East Africa, it must keep its international and national standards. When there is a prominent promoter who was just away from Mobus,
He was expelled.
he was expelled because of cheating exams.
No, that is who?
There is a certain prominent events promoter who is known.
Who was teaching which people?
He was cheating in accounts, so he was expelled. He used to copy. Unfortunately, he went and joined another university. That's where he got qualifications for becoming what he is now.
So eventually,
So
he graduated.
logically, someone can guess that promoter, prominent one, and he's one of the best government performers at the moment. So he was chased away from the university for cheating. So he went. I haven't mentioned the person's
But
name
people can tell.
for confidentiality. Confidentiality. I don't want to mention his name, but he did very bad. So that's why he was chased, and they decided to keep it silence. And he's doing
They didn't
well.
want to ashame him.
They didn't want to ashame his caliber and credibility and his integrity before the public eye, so that they decided to forgive him.
So, while at school,
Eh?
do you speak English?
At Mobus we speak. No, you can speak in the language. At university,
No, like as you.
you know, one of my major problems why I didn't learn good English, it's my primary foundation. I didn't study top, middle, and nursery. Me, I was very bright. I studied in the P1. 1996, that's where I joined my primary one at by primary school. And even I can still recall the marks I got by then.
In the P1.
I was the 46th position in term 1. Term 2 was 14th. From term 3, then I began being the third person until I finished my P7. By the way, I was not stupid in class. I was doing well. P7, I got a second grade because I failed mathematics. I think I got something like a credit in mathematics. I credit 8.
It's a pass.
It's a pass. And again, things got worse when I joined my O-level. At O-level, I was in the third grade because of accounts, commerce, and mathematics. But I passed all. But I passed chemistry. I passed biology. Which other tough subject? Do you want me to stop? By the way, I performed well in the sciences because I got grade 6 in biology.
That's not performing well, bro.
I did. By then I did. I got grade 6 in biology, grade 7 in chemistry. Which other science subject?
Physics.
Physics I got. I got again grade 7. I got F9 in accounts, F9 in mathematics, and commerce grade 8.
So you got a second grade, third grade? I
got a third grade because of mathematics was a key principle by then. Mathematics and English. It was key principle. Now I got F9 in mathematics. That's why I was graded at third grade.
What about English? How was it?
And I tried because in English I got grade 4. And I was very good at biology and chemistry and English. But history was my best subject. Like in primary, SST was my best subject.
But you can't be good at something and get a credit.
By then, you know, I was a kind of person who never attended the class. Trying to buffet
so you would get a distinction.
But I tried because
good at something.
Even at university, I don't attend the class. That's my nature from primary to university.
And your lecturers are watching you. You don't attend lectures.
I don't attend the lectures because I'm ever busy, but I do discussions. You know what I did? One of my major tools at university, I got government-sponsored kids. They teach me during our discussions. But actually, my discussion group is the best in the whole university. So if you want to pass university, you must get those bright younger boys who have no problems and who are green about the world problems, because for them they are still young, they are still freshers, they don't have girlfriends. So their main focus is education alone, academics. So they are not diverted by anything. So they are so focused about about academics. They are not diverted, and I'm being their key figure because my behaviors at university, I don't show off. I'm a very common guy. I tell them the world is tough. I brief them. They don't see me with any girlfriend. They see me. No, I'm not married, and I'm very single.
Because you have someone.
I don't see someone. I'm very single, by the way. We shall reach there and we talk about that. But at the moment, I want to be exemplary to those kids. Because, like, if you're a parent, you have kids, like, you have to be exemplary to your kids. What you do now, that's what your kids will be tomorrow. So you must mind about your steps in whatever you are doing in this world. If you don't mind about your steps, your kids will reap what you have sowed.
That's some deep talking. But check out.
So you think I would do
So we are speaking English. So where did you get that thought of going back to university?
Last year, during 2021 elections, I got many chances from an international organization called Global Peace Africa. The president of that organization loved me. He opened me different doors internationally. One day he told me to go and meet Trump. But I'm very, you call Emma Serugo. If you think that I'm lying, do you know, for my baby Kuru's manager, Emma Serugo, call him.
You are called to go and meet Trump?
To meet Trump. Even I was supposed to meet all the world presidents. By then we were supposed to meet Omar Bashir, this former president of Senegal, because Senegal politics changed. People power demanded, and they have a new president. So by then I was so much challenged. I got an international opportunities when I had nothing to deliver on table. So I decided to go. If I had papers and something to deliver on table, I would have been an international figure. So that's why I decided to go, because when you go to education, you open your mind and your sense changes like these days. These days I analyze things critically. I don't use emotions or hatred, but I use common sense. I use real analysis. If I don't like you, and you do something good, I have to give the people the real thing you have done. Like, let me give you an example. Bebekulu is not my friend, but recently has just visited Bridget. But I was very happy, and I gave people what Bebekulu did. Oh no, I gave him his credit. Either Kenzo or Baram, anybody whom we don't connect. But when I look into this camera, I make sure that I give people the real analysis without using. When you go back to school tells you that if I met Shalom in the way, when he's my enemy, in the public eye, I have to greet you. That is civilization. You have to be civilized. You don't at school they don't advise us to show our hatred before the public. Like you can be any animal, I'm a noob. Before the public eye, me as a noob member, I have to show you love. So that love I'm showing it to attract many audience to us. To see that these guys are civilized, and they will take our country to the next level or step. So at school, when you go to school now, that's why these days you don't see me on social media abusing people. I changed my way of thinking. You can abuse me, like your friend Mustafa. I told him that he abused me, and I can't reply him because of the professional ethics I'm pursuing at Mobus. They don't allow me to do that. Shalom,
Bajjo.
Shalom, BBC. You said we are at BBC.
English. So among at university, it's known for having most of the beautiful girls are from Mobus. Don't you get tempted?
You do sometimes, but whenever you keep focused, because that's what everyone thinks, that Bajjo moves to get younger girls. But I want to surprise the nation that I can't date any girl because they see me as their father figure. So my behaviors, the way my conduct, are you getting me? The way I behave myself, I have to be exemplary to them. You know, there is a course called ethics. At ethics, there is a topic called ethical leadership. The way how you influence others to achieve a certain goal or objective. Among, you must be exemplary, tolerant, you must be dedicated, you must be empathetic and sympathetic. You must be a figure.
Empathetic means what?
Empathetic, to put yourself in someone else's shoes.
Moms can teach.
Eh.
But you might end up getting a first class. We should watch out.
Then there are two. Actually, we have two differences. Being sympathetic and empathetic. Those are
two different things.
Sympathetic, I think, to use emotion is I think sympathy, to feel sympathy for someone.
You sympathize with someone.
Then empathetic, you say, I'm treating Shalom very bad. What if I'm the one being treated like that way? That's what we studied at the university. So my journey has been so hectic and tiresome, but I'm trying now. God, I thank God Almighty God, and now I have finished my first year. Now I'm pursuing my second year. I will graduate in 2008, and I want to improve my English. 2028. I want to improve my English speaking skills. If you have any teacher who can teach me how to speak English, he's very welcome, and I will pay him highly.
You should often,
because I got a chance at Citizen TV, even
in Kenya,
even Al Jazeera, but I fear to go there.
And Al Jazeera.
That organization booked for me those things. By this, I don't might think that I'm lying. Do you think I can waste my time to go back to school when I don't calculate an international move?
You going back to school?
That's the problem with you. You see me as a joker, but you wait. When I will achieve something, you start yapping that. Now we saw him going there, we were laughing. And when they see me somewhere, when the major problem with the Ugandan is when you are struggling with something, they just laugh as you are doing. But after achieving your goals and objectives, they start saying that we prayed for you. Then we
are there for you.
Now I'm here struggling with English. They are laughing. Others, they are abusing me. Now when they will see me with Trump in 4 to 3 years now, we didn't know that he was pursuing for something
so
big
in your
like that.
first year, first semester, which questions were you pursuing?
First semester, we had a very difficult courses. Like we had the principles of accounting. That is one of the most difficult course I ever met in university, called the principles of management. POM. And it is the course with the Menedi takes at university at the moment. It's very hard, but I passed it well.
It is hard.
Yeah,
Why?
Because it seems to be easy, but it needs to apply logic.
It has a lot of theories.
Theory. We have 8 Mayos.
Hey, you call them.
Yeah, you
Who was the teacher teaching you?
She was called Madame Teresa and Mr. Akim. But they taught us very well because under theories, we had the scientific theories.
Thank you.
Have you ever heard about scientific theories?
Do you know Dr. Omar?
The
assistant vice chancellor Makere.
So he's the one who
taught me.
So do you still record those things?
I do.
Who brought the first principles of management, if you remember?
But I got a distinction.
Tell me. I'm asking who brought it.
No, but you're not with the university. After passing the paper.
Because that man we are talking about is the key. Is the figurehead. The one who brought the 14 principles of management. He brought functions of management. Under function of management, you have planning, organizing, controlling, and you're just laughing. You said you got a distinction.
Yes, I got a distinction.
And you don't remember what you studied?
No, I don't remember, but I passed. But I passed.
Now, among the theorists, whom do you remember?
Who do I remember exactly? Because there were very many. That paper was hard, by the way.
It was, but if you understood, you know the most problem you Ugandans you have. You study to pass, you don't start to understand like me. The difference between me and you, I studied to understand, and I don't start to cram and to apply what I've studied. For you, we are just cramming to pass. That's why you don't remember. Because Henry Fayolo is the first person to be taught in the principles of management. He brought the 14 principles of management. He brought the function of management and activities of management. We have those called Max Weber. Do you remember Max Weber? Max Weber? They brought biocracy and hierarchy in the management. But you don't, Sarum, you said you got a distinction. But you are like watching a television when I'm teaching you. So that course was hectic and was logical. Because it contained a lot of, what can I say, content. It's there where
a lot of theory.
It's there where you find leadership. They teach you about authoritative dictators, modified dictators, and consultative dictators. So Museveni is a modified dictator. During the day, he practices democracy. During the night, he violates democracy. So Museveni is a modified. Then this North Korea guy called Kim what? He's an authoritative dictator. For him to show that he's true, that he can kill you when the world is watching. So in the principles of management, you get knowledge about that. You get an international knowledge and knowledge about management. They teach you the hierarchy of needs. That is the Maslow theory. Is it Maslow's? That's why you have basic needs, love and belonging, self-actualization. Like now, me I'm at self-actualization. I don't mind what I put on. I just give back to the community. You study all that in the principles of management. So POM is a very interesting. We have two factors theory where your producer has told him that you pay him 1 point, that you are rewarding him. That's where it teaches you that if you treat an employee and you motivate him to live the business as it is, he will work hard, think that he is improving his business. You can do that through rewards, through incentives, so that he is motivated. So that course is a very good course. Then we have POM, principle account business communication skills, which I passed. I got a B. Communication skills, POM, accounts, ICT. I got a how to use a computer, Microsoft Word, Excel. Then we study little knowledge about internet. ICT I got. Then we have introduction to laser. Actually, introduction to laser, it was I performed it poorly. I got a D+. That is 59. It's my worst subject. I undermined it. I used to fear account and POM. I concentrated more on POM and accounts while not knowing that I might fail. Like this semester, have put all my knowledge on business law, business ethics, entrepreneurship, and sales. Then forgetting that communication, customer care. And I might get a senior customer care. Yes, yet it is the easiest among all the course units. The customer care.
The ability to certify clients.
Clients needs you should know your customers. You should know the upsets of your customers. Good communication skills. It's a very interesting topic, but if students they took it for granted, that it's very easy. At university, you can follow a very easy subject than a hard one. Like now, I can teach you business law. And any view I cannot see anybody who looking at us, he can.
Who's watching us? Anyone who's watching us.
Anyone who's watching that, he can't think that I have any knowledge about business. By the way, that is the toughest subject this semester, and it has 70% of the text, and it's one of the very interesting topics. Courses at university. It widens your mind and brain. You cannot be cheated. You can know your rights, respect. It contains a lot of things. Actually, this semester, the best courses someone to achieve is business law and business ethics. At business ethics, you know the theories which can help you. Have the Kantian theories. You know, policeman can shoot you, think that is doing you right. Because at police training or army training, they teach them Kantian theory. Kantian theory states that all actions are right in case they are in order or in line with the duty. Like a policeman, if you demonstrate and the policeman shoots you, he apply Kantian. We have right and duty theory. All actions are right in case they respect human rights. We have virtue theory. Action is in one's character. Those theories, that's why some government department they use that story. Then business ethics, they teach about the corporate culture. Now you are here, you are building your organization. You must follow the corporate culture. You must teach your employee the style you are using to motivate them. How do you motivate your employees? How do you communicate to them? Your communication style, your leadership style. You earn such knowledge through business ethics or ethics. You know, these courses they teach us, they help us to know the person. Now, I've just entered and I've seen that man in the dirty t-shirt, and you told me he's a producer.
Yeah, it's just pale, it's not that.
But it looks already. You see. Me, I look at a very dirty t-shirt and you think that is expensive. So under motivational style, leadership style, you have to accept him as he is. You don't have to be harsh on him. You just encourage him now. You have put on a what?
That shirt.
A expensive shirt. Yeah. You have to motivate him that this shirt is good, but inside your heart, you know
I know that it's not expensive.
Even next to the chance you walk. But him is call it an expensive. That is a leadership style.
So the courses you have doing this semester, you have talked of entrepreneurship. Is Uganda an entrepreneur country?
True, but Uganda needs to change some entrepreneurial policies and trade policies. Like, if we overcharge Ugandans with high tax and how can I explain it? Uganda ni exorbitant taxes. You know, Ugandan government, they form policies favoring those in power, not the local people.
They pass policies.
If you pass in Chikubo now, all the traders are crying because of bad tax policies. Uganda is one of the most richest country, but is being led by corrupt and nationalistic leaders. They don't mind about these common and suffering people. For them, they mind about their stomachs and families. So, if Uganda had a nationalist like Eddy Amin at this era, because we are in a digital era. I mean, when they ruled this country, they were in a digital immigrants. There was no technology. There was no AI. For them, they did everything manually. But here we have what we call technological advancement and integration. So this era, if we had generational leaders, they would have known our problems. We are the youth. But this era, they are still ruling this country during digital immigrant generation. They can't know that Shalom can start his own studio here and he earn his money. Now, the Ministry of ICT, the minister and the government, they were in your generation, they would have supported you. They get nothing to give you a free laptop and a free computer, iMac, so that you can boost your IT. Because we have to note two things. Museveni and his government, they are still in the traditional economy. Do you know what we call traditional economy? Uganda grow coffee, process it, manufacture it, transport it or export it. But not knowing that USA or China, they are in a digital disrupted economy. You sit here, you invite Bajjo, you get views and you earn money. That is a digital disrupted economy. So the generation has changed, but being ruled by traditional leaders, traditional economy leaders. So you explain such problem that these people, they don't understand our problems. For them, they are still ruling us. Now they think that we are still, actually, we are being ruled by black colonialists. We are being ruled. We are being ruled by black colonialists. We just changed the color. Because these people who are ruling this country, they don't love their country. For them, they are they leading us or ruling us? They are ruling us, not reading us. Because a good leader, he must be consultative. He must go and ask, now, Shalom, how old are you? How old are you now?
Me? I'm making 27.
27 years. You come and make a sample on youth of different ages, and you say that from 25 to 27, what's the taste and preference of that category of group? For them, they like IT, and you note it down. From 18 to 20, what makes those youth to be active? How can they earn? How can they earn a living? Then you boost what they want. But these leaders, they are doing things which make them to stay in power. For them, as long as, even if you suffer, even if you cry, as long as they are in power, they don't mind about the local population and the age gaps. So one of the main challenges of Uganda is being ruled by already leaders. One day, God might help us and bless us with a useful leader, because I think at the moment youth are 80%. These older people, the majority. Older people are like 20%. So the government which is in power cares about the already needs, the already people needs, than focusing on youth, majority population needs. So, oluzungu sirogedde.
Atjoko mu Luganda.
Tugende zija katujukole nanga ya luzungu loza nkotya Shalom.
Tugende maso. So kizaka sokenda nkanana.
Atogateka bya basawa abaga. This is BBC interview. Atolese ebintu bya basawa abaga.
So you should buy Nana herbal mouthwash which comes to cleaning your teeth. Buy Nana herbal mouthwash. Saka kwogera Luganda. Ngomya amaza kanana.
That's a little so wasoma. Nkola wasoma ne wabiera bira. I need to teach you. I need to boost your brain again. So that, you know, it's very bad to go at school and you forget what you studied. So I was telling you, my biggest challenge this semester, we had many course units. And one of them
talked about entrepreneurship,
business law.
Let's talk about business ethics.
Business law and
how applicable are they in Uganda and among the people who are viewing us what business is. how can they apply those business
I think
ethics?
business law is better than business ethics.
Nako tukaisemba katonotono.
Because business ethics, it has only photo. We have what we call globalization. Globalization is interdependence of countries. And it has advantages and disadvantages. The advantages of globalization is employment opportunities. I think economic development,
Goods,
technological
GDP,
technological integration, foreign investment. Globalization means that relationship between Uganda and Rwanda. Actually, there is even trade relations. Are you getting? One of the most disadvantage of globalization is cultural erosion. You can invite Rwandese or Arabics here, they implement their Western culture here. And our original culture might erode. Or cultural erosion means might be forgotten, and we practice Arab cultures.
It's called assimilation.
Assimilation. We have what we call data privacy. There is violation of data privacy in globalization. Globalization have many effects which we can't finish even now. We have cultural erosion, data privacy. What else?
Increase the exportations.
Expectation is an advantage. Gamba increase the imports. What do you mean? Increase the imports.
Increase the imports.
Differentiate between export and imports. If we export, it means that we earn money.
Making money.
Our revenue we create revenue generating activities. When we import, we lose money. So globalization has effects and advantages and disadvantages. Under that, we have ethical leadership. Under ethical leadership, those are qualities of a good leader. How can you influence others to achieve organizational goal? We have ethical decision making. Under ethical decision making, that's where we have what we call decision making process. Establish.
You don't just wake up and make a decision. It's a process.
You have to establish the ethical decision. You have to gather information, evaluate the idea. Select. After evaluating, you select the best idea. After selecting, you implement the idea. You monitor the idea. That's the process of ethical decision making. So that's why we study about these theories. There's what we call utilitarian theories. This is where majority benefiting, minority losing. That theory focuses more on majority. One of its advantages, it promotes democracy. It promotes consumer satisfaction, prevents conflict of interests. It can be used under conflict management. And then we have what we call egoism theory. Egoism theory, that's where minority benefiting and majority suffering. That's what that theory Museveni, that's the real theory Museveni using to Ugandans.
Which theory is that?
Egoism theory. Museveni is using egoism theory in Uganda. Minority benefiting, majority suffering. It promotes what manipulation.
People are manipulated.
Few group they are gaining, others are suffering. Even one may lack empathy for others. That is another disadvantage. So that the ethics, that's all about ethics. And you know the definition of ethics. Ethics is not a very hard topic, but students tend to fail that topic. One of the worst topic in university I've experienced is business law. Because business law is wide. And you are like studying African history. Because we have a focus units in business law. We have the introduction. We have law of contract. We have sales of good and supply. And we have agency. But if you want to pass business law, you must, if you understand the introduction very well and the contract, you can pass
Business law.
Because since it's being wide, students they think that they can study all the course, which is impossible at once. But the advice I can give to students is this channel being watched to university students, or they don't.
They do watch.
Are you sure? I don't deceive
they
you.
do
I don't
watch.
want to waste my time here for nothing.
They do watch.
So any student any student who is watching us,
Who's watching us?
is that right English?
Yeah.
You must know these things. Be well conversant with the introduction, because it's a must in the business. They bring these two numbers. They usually ask sources of law and the hierarchy of courts, and it's the easiest one.
Perfect. That number I can answer it.
Answer. Teach us.
Hierarchy of courts. We have the High Court, Supreme Court,
I want it in serial order.
Yes, we have the High Court.
What's the most highest court in Uganda?
Supreme Court.
Who is heading the Supreme Court?
The president, the chief judge appoints.
You be realistic.
Yeah,
you are gambling.
No, not gambling.
You don't give viewers
the
real
information.
This,
the list one on the hierarchy is chief magistrate grade 1. And grade
you haven't because if the student watching us,
yes, okay.
You must teach them
Let's start
very well.
from
the most
constitutional
powerful
court. The Supreme Court.
You are mixing things.
Okay, we start from where? Supreme Court, then High Court, right?
No, you are not. You're wrong.
Okay, which one is wrong?
Shalom, be an informative journalist.
Yes, I am.
Don't mislead your viewers.
I'm not misleading people.
So any student who's watching us, the best hierarchy of court in Uganda is headed Supreme Court, headed by the Chief Justice, Alfonso Owiny Doro. 11 justice sit on it. Are you getting me? It's the most powerful courts in Uganda. It can handle any case of any kind. It's the last court in hierarchy. It's followed by the Court of Appeal or the Constitutional Court. And that court is presided by the Deputy Chief Justice. The current Deputy Chief Justice is Flavian Nzeija, who was the former principal judge. That court consists of 15 judges. 3 they can make a ruling. It's the second powerful court in hierarchy. So the third court in hierarchy is the High Court. High Court has different divisions. It might be commercial, land, family, any division. And the High Court, it's presided by the principal judge. And it's the most active court among us in the hierarchy. So that commercial courts, how can I tell you? These magistrate courts, they appeal to the High Court. And something different from High Court, even these special court, what we call these special courts like military courts, have just seen the parliament passing a bill saying that. But that court is not powerful. That court they are amending now, it's not powerful than the High. It's being supervised by, we call those courts, those are special courts. And actually, magistrate, grade 1 magistrate is better than that. In the Army Court. Army courts, they are not in the hierarchy. Because when I will teach you the sources of law, under the Constitution of Uganda, the mother source of law does not guarantee that court. That's why Museveni is fighting hard to implement that kangaroo court. Those courts are called the kangaroo courts. Unlike the logic behind, they report direct to the High Court. They don't report to Magistrate 1, Magistrate 2. Because we have said that we have the Supreme Court, Constitutional Court, and the High Court. Then the next court in the hierarchy is Chief Magistrate. That Chief Magistrate Court, komako million ameka kyogere mu luzungu. 50 million. Then
7 years, they don't exceed 7 years.
50 million. Then let me ask you, between magistrate grade 1 and grade 2, who is powerful?
Grade 2, grade 2. Right?
Don't you see that you are wrong?
Grade 1.
Don't you see?
Why should it be
grade 1 in the hierarchy is the next to Chief Magistrate. And ekomako million meka abiri negwe shalom 20 million is this magistrate grade 2 is the lowest in the hierarchy. But they confuse the student. They think that grade 2
is upper than the other.
But one in this case, one is the second to Chief Magistrate Court. Then this grade 2 court, those are the smallest claim issues. And again, magistrate grade 2 is more powerful than the Army court. There is what we call a special court, like family courts. Those are special courts, military courts, and these local court, those are special, but they are being supervised by the High Court. Actually, High Court is the most active court than all courts, if you are to explain them to that. Then that is the first question, the introduction, if you are pursuing business. So they just trick you to disorganize you, but if you started to understand like me, you can overcome that question. Then one of the most difficult questions in the introduction of business law, sources of law, because they are a bit, that acts of parliament, they are a bit tricky. That's where a student fail most times. Can you guess the source of law we have in Uganda?
We have customary laws.
But I want them in their order.
The problem for you want everything.
You cannot say customary law.
Where are they supposed
No,
to be?
that's the last source of law. And even it,
The acts of the parliament.
What's the mother source of law in Uganda?
Constitution.
When you are giving students to learn, tell them that the Constitution of Uganda,
The mother
as
source
it was amended in 1995, even though it was first amended in 1965 and 1967, it's the mother and supreme source of
law.
Again, followed by the acts of
Parliament.
or legislation. And acts of parliament can delegate. It can form a delegated legislation. The parliament can tell local council to make their own bylaws. Statutory instruments like URA, cases, parliament can give them power to amend their laws. That is through statutory instruments. Ordinances, those are district level laws. Then acts of parliament is actually it has many explanations. You was answering it to the lecturer, because you must tell him that how can you control the delegated authority we have talked about. There are 4 ways of controlling that delegated authority. We have what we call a parliamentary veto. Parliamentary veto, this is when the parliament withdraw its delegated power back. It's the parliament which has that authority. That is the parliament to withdraw power.
Has it happened in Uganda?
Yeah.
In which case? Where?
In election cases, parliament can stop election process and say we shall again delegate another authentic people to carry out that activity. That is the parliamentary veto. Then we have what we call atra via doctrine. If parliament said that Shalom, you are the chairman, we have delegated you to go and make this kind of law, you are not allowed to delegate you. It's you to enforce that.
I should not delegate to anyone.
Don't. Atra via doctrine means that a delegate cannot
Delegate.
That's another way how parliament can control its power to delegate to the delegated legislation. We have what we call judicial scrutiny. Judicial scrutiny means that when, like you are the amending laws, they call the judges to come and witness that this law will work or will not.
Wow.
So they call the judiciary or judges to come and advise them about the consequences. That's judicial scrutiny. We have what we call consultative. Each step you are amending, you have to consult the power. That's consultative. That each power, each step, like when you are making laws, they must consult. They don't just go and make it there.
They consult the people or their superiors.
Anything, a superior or an agent, as long as you are going to amend the law which is going to be beneficial to the public. That's all you can explain about the acts of parliament. Or even you can add that the bill have 3 rulings. We have the first. The bill has 3 rulings.
Yeah.
The first hearing, like what you see this army.
They are doing right now.
Someone brought it. They told him to go and first make research about it. It came on the second ruling. On the second ruling, they send it even to the president to pass through. If the president refuses the law, if they send that law to the president twice or thrice and he refused, the parliament has the authority to pass that law with or without the president's consent. That's on the third ruling. You know, a bill is a proposed law. A bill is not a law. That's where a student get it. That's what a bill
is a proposed law.
Is a proposed law. A law becomes a law when it's first passed in that 3 stages and passed followed by.
So as we speak right now, we are on the which stage in parliament?
We are on the second stage.
The president now.
Now the president is going to edit, remove this, do this, MPs do this, do this. But as you know, Ugandan is parliament. They don't act on the constitution. Huh? They might even have passed it now because when this parliament serves only the president, it does not serve
the current parliament.
Even does not even follow the constitution, and yet they are the one amending that constitution. They violate the constitution. The reason why I told you these people are modified dictators. Before the public they tend to be following the constitution, but now they are not. They are doing their self. I think this law is brought to. They brought
it to fight opposition.
And they have brought it in bad faith.
The UPDF Amendment Bill 2025.
That's not in good.
They have brought it in bad
And
faith.
Museveni is turning this country into a militant government slowly. He has been deceiving you. That is a civilian. He respects civilian thoughts. He respects, but he does not respect.
But as we speak,
He's turning it. He's copying Kagame. And one Ugandans might take caution that Museveni is preparing his son to come. He wants to find a smooth running.
For his
He
son.
doesn't want any law which will oppose his family rule. Because when he wants to rule Uganda, for him he's going. He's going to rule us the 45 years. The son might take over from 45 and another 45 if we don't wake up. I'm telling you.
God forbid.
And I'm telling you. Do you know what their next step is? After passing these laws, what they will do is to make another amendment that Parliament will be the one electing presidents. During Muhoozi's arrival.
Is it coming when you are seeing?
And
it is on the way coming.
It is coming now. They have passed it. What have you done?
That is the Parliament to vote the president.
You have just shouted 2 minutes. I saw bloggers abusing Senyonyi. Senyonyi has moved out of...
Why are they abusing Senyonyi?
I don't know. I don't know whether NUP is such a disorganized party. It must follow its principles. I'm a member. But they work on the pressure of the public. That is bad. They must be firm like me. Even if you abuse me, Sharon, when I want to tell you something, I tell you. I don't fear abusers like NUP.
So do you think it's right for these people?
It's not right.
No bloggers.
It's not right.
Their own?
No, you have to respect the leadership. NUP has the president who is Kyagulanyi. Joro Senyo is the leader of opposition. You are not the one ruling him. Let the party, you have to follow the party's decision. If the party decides that you shall do this, follow the party. If you are calling yourself a member of.
No.
So it's not that just go there and shout. Shalom, you are my friend. If I
find something wrong with you,
I don't need to go and shout at social media.
I just come and tell me.
We close ourselves indoor and we solve our problems. So Kyagulanyi must take care that these people are targeting him. And Kyagulanyi is on a hot plate. Any mistake, they will fire him. His own people, they will turn
fire him.
Those bloggers, they will turn against him. Their mission is to fight Kyagulanyi. But they have to first kutema all of these pillars. They want to leave him alone, but he doesn't realize that. Tachiraba. These people, you cannot abuse top party leaders and you call yourself that you are a member of party.
True. I agree with you.
Are you getting me?
I agree with you.
If you don't follow structures, that's the good thing of going back to school. There's what we call order. A policeman must follow its commander or an army. And if Muhoozi said that go and bring me shalom, no one can question that where are you taking me? It's an order from above. If a party decide decisions as a party and you come against it and you shout and you abuse the leaders, means that Kyagulanyi doesn't have any party. And his problem, he's working on pressure. He's not
works on public pressure.
He's not principled like a Bajjo. If I want to do something, even if you shout, even if you bring your propaganda, I don't mind. I just do what's right. That's the only problem with NUP. So that's the introduction. We have Parliament of Acts. We have what we call Doctrine of Common Law and Equity. This source of law was established by the English judges, and it was monetary compensation. Social media to yagala bitu bya magezi. Sikiwando ina bafana. Onofuna ekikumi. These people bagala mabina. So olabye nnyo Shalom kubanga olunaku lwonfunye nkuwadde bya magezi. Tetwogedde mabina biki. So this common law and equity, it was brought by English judges. It was major purpose was monetary compensation. Even if you rape a girl, even if you rape a girl, any offense you commit, you have to pay money. You have to pay. That is the doctrine of common law and equity. Under doctrine of common law and equity, equity is justice and fairness and natural justice. Equity, just being prevailed to everyone. Equity, equal rights. A woman and a man, they must practice equal justice. That is the doctrine of common law. And we have precedents. What case law is another source of like judicial precedents. They take a ruling basing on previous
Yes,
ruling.
cases.
That is another source of, and you have your favorite source of law called the customary law. These are law which are not written by being practiced, like you wedded your wife. It's not a constitution that you must go and wed, but under your cultural norms, it's mandatory you go and wed your
Wife.
but it's not forcible, because when we define what's a law is a rule of body binding people which is enforceable and sanctioned. So customary law is not sanctioned and enforceable. Like a kings, we follow kings, but it's not constitutional.
Constitution.
We kwa Abyolumbe, it's not.
Constitution.
Those are traditional. Those are 5 sources of, and you earn 25 marks for nothing.
So
How can
do you have them?
Me in the business I must get A plus, and we shall pass in the contract, and I will see that I have to get A plus.
How is it that you're going to get an
Because
A+?
I know law. Now, do you think this thing you can teach when you don't know law? So when we go to contract law, these contracts they help us like me who have an agency. When I'm dealing with Equity Bank, those are my agencies. Equity, Stanbic, are my clients. When I do the Equity clients, I have to follow the contract. For a viewer of Shalom viewer, you must know a contract is a legally binding document which forces people to abstain or do the agreement. Agreement. That's a contract. And this contract has various types. You have a simple contract. According to your logic, what is a simple contract?
It's a man's contract, 1-on-1, like.
You have the idea, but according
me
as a provider, you can say it's any contract in conduct, writing, or oral. That's the professional of answering it.
A money contract.
We have what we call a special contract. Any contract and a seal, that is a special. If someone asks you what is a void contract, no contract at all.
No contract at all.
What about a valid contract?
It is upward in standing.
A legally binding
contract.
What about unilateral contract? Unilateral and bilateral.
Bilateral, I think it's between 2 countries, 2 nations.
But you have the idea between 2 parties.
Thank you. I'm somewhere.
So are you getting me? Bilateral 2 parties, unilateral 1. But under that contract, any student who's watching Shalom, any student who's watching Shalom, you must know these are elements of a valid, which I'm going to teach. But we shall enter into their details. And these questions are commonly asked. We have what we call an offer. Do you know an offer? I made an offer that I have to come and do.
An interview.
Me, I was the offerer and he was the offeree. An offer, it's I'm the offerer, you are the offeree. Me, I'm the one who gave you an offer to you, the offer.
Offeree.
You can define any offer. This is a very commonly asked question in the business law. Now we are teaching these students to pass. And every month we shall be teaching them different common courses. So that will ease them for them.
The courses which you pass.
Me, I cannot fail anything. By the way, this is the difficulty course in this semester. Other courses are very simple, like sales. Entrepreneur, they are very simple courses. Customer care, they are very simple. But this is abana batenyo business law. Ate ya single one. So the way how you can define any offer is the expression of readiness. In the contract terms by the offerer to the offeree. Expression of readiness. Do you know the key word is expression
of readiness? The willingness.
The willingness. In the contractual terms by me to you, the offer. And we have 3 types. We have what we call a cross offer. Do you know what we call a cross offer? You asked me for an interview and I quickly say that I interview you. That is a cross offer. Then what we call a counter offer is the response which changes the original terms of a contract. I might be saying my land 10 million and you say I'm giving, when we agree that you will pay this land 10 million. In your response, I will give you 80 million. That is a counter offer. Then the conditional offer, this is an offer subject to conditions. Terms and conditions apply. Then that offer has rules. As a university student, you must be versatile and conversant when I'm teaching you. Those rules, an offer must be communicated. An offer can be in writing, conduct, or oral. That is rule number 1 of any. The second offer must be communicated. Here there was a case, you know, in business law we study, they tell us to court cases. There was a case between Feature and Sinadaka. Sinadaka took a criminal to a police. The police was looking for a certain criminal. Sinadaka took that criminal to a police. Then when leaving the police, when he went back where he was, they told him there was a prize for taking this criminal to police. Sinadaka didn't know. When he came to demand, to ask for his reward, the court held that is not entitled for that reward because the offer was not communicated. So amateka gatambulanga machi. Any offer must be subject to condition. There must be terms and conditions. Shalomo mpite wosa mwendo nobawo. Botobeyo nja kutambula nkolechi. Those are any offer must be lawful. So ganto genda gula takala ntira kola ndagano yachi. It must be firm and final. Explain what is the meaning of firm and final.
Final, same by firm. Firm is something that's strong like it is firm.
Right now you are among the educated bloggers, but you try, but you firm and final.
I don't know how to explain it.
And that's what you see. Any offer must be made public, private or public. Here there is a case this case is very common in the business. Kariru vs. Kabolik. Have you ever heard about that case? Kariru vs. Kabolik. Kariru Kabolik company advertised that you advertise that Nana. That Kabolik company advertise like how you advertise Nana that. This Nana, if you use this Nana, you will not get influenza. Then Kariru used the product.
And you got influenza.
But since that offer was made public, then this Kabolik company put $1,000, I think. That if you get influenza
after using our product,
we shall pay you.
That.
Then Kariru used their product. He got influenza. He went to court. And the court held that Kariru must be paid his money because the offer was made public. Kariru boboko ebintu bino bige. Ojagamba abantu nti banayinze katenga wonga minenda gali alusa kugira nkondiza sente atokyogedde mu camera. So you have made that offer to be public.
It is public.
If I fell sick, I can sue you and you pay me like 100 million. Hey, because you made that offer public. So Kariru was compensated easy. But again, there is a difference between an offer and invitation to treat. Invitation to treat and offer. Invitation to treat, inviting people to an offer. Kalinga gwe bolange eddagala tonanga ompise ti nange eddagala nana house tongambyeko nti ngenda kuwa nana gondi akonya amannyo. You are advertising people to come. Like, let me give you an example. Like display goods in every to be one to Malaysia. Display goods in supermarkets with the price tags. If I enter supermarket, they haven't forced me that you come and buy. They have made what we call an invitation
offer
to treat. And to difference between an invitation to treat and an offer. If you display your goods that this Nana Abubosh buying 2,000 shillings, and I come and I see and I pay, it does not mean that you have made any, for you have just displayed your products. Then, like a display goods on shops, era waliwo ka case waliwo yali atunda obwambe nagala nawabira bali nti gundi etunda obwambe obwobusagwa. Kooti negamba tanakolako an offer, it was an invitation. Ordinary advertisement TV and radio nga gobolanga bino ebintu byo. Otuyita totugambyeko totaddeko condition nti bw'otowone nja kuwa milioni 10. You are just advertising. Nana amannyo totaddewo condition because twatusoma amateeka ga offer yako bino bya magezi Shalom. Ate nkulabanga gano bikwa kubanga bya magezi abantu bagala bintu bya bongo. Bolanga Nana twataddewo offer nti bannange bw'otawona amannyo nkuwa milioni 10. This is an invitation to treat. Era you're making adverts on TV or radio or magazines. And noga Nana wange show. So Twitter bisi kujja ko sadana travel oba na akolo bata akolechi. Era nawe nyine making an advert case. Yebinyonyo lyagana nawabira banne. Tebano batunda ebinyonyo by'omunsika bitakolaki. Kooti ne mugamba talina musango because akoze invitation to treat not an offer. But you are making that is an invitation to treat, that is not an offer.
Amanyo gakuluma otonyo vamu olusai bw'osaba ebinyoga gasanyaala oba owunya akamwa bw'obanga okalumamu mwaba ababeera ekkaluma nga mukalyamu nanna ayamba otukuza amanyi musange mu supermarket ne doctor zonna ziri mu Uganda gwali ebweru into abanyaganda ebituukira bagee mu mpe nana abo mouthwash agenda bakuyamba agala osuula plus 256 39 20 81 17 amasomero mugulewo mukateeke musiikibbe muteekemu nana abazadde ewaka kola kanana kole
tuli mu dakiika meka producer ngenda kusomesa gundi
sawa yaweze
sina kyensomeseza ndaza kwasabu kategeeza twetaaga sina kyenso njaga tutandikeyo gundi nga tusomesa baana njaga tutandikeyo university pro ate jja kukolera nga tujja ntubasomesa ebintu ebizibu bibatakola ki kubanga kati twakamala just ka topic a sub topic mu business bakayita offer namwana tenunagana kibayita acceptance rules of I have accepted your offer tenunagana kukibayita consideration ebyo nibyo ebisinga okubuzaabuza abaana mu business kati wali awala biba byangu nnyo ne buno obutandika buno bwe businga okukola ki kati tunabikola dde kwatu tosobola balabisa interview nyingi kati bala we tukomye next episode tukomye ku invitation to treat then next episode tujatandikirawo tuleme kukoya ki naye tolowooza nti bimpeddeko mbimanyi ne kakati buzibu ndi mu kubala budde bwa producer kakati nandibadde nkuwa bingi naye tosobola kukoya bantu ki
sabira okulanga bivoganika nachoice product asamga wamengapo masengere abasajja
nayo ina abasawo abaganda bangi
mugenda mfuneka wake up call abatawangala mu kisaawe
tuweze ogundi interview tekayeza dakika mmeka za sawa
eri musawa namba
eweze sawa
akagina ku bifa
next kati subiza abantu tujja kudda especially the university students tujja kudda tubasomese business no mufulu kati badde introduction bwe binakola bwe batabira benga tubivaako teri atukola ki teri atukaka kubanga lero interview badde ya magezi ka next episode ojja kujja n'ebibuuzo tudde mu business no nga bwe kola ki okola abantu baweeyo ku kugundi ku channel ya magezi bwinetambula manyi YouTube ya mwenzibu YouTube ya yagala mabina YouTube ya yagala mabina yagala bintu bya magezi
mugende mengo asija funika wake up call ngatwangala mu kisaawe
usually oteka yo godi dakika ano basawa sawa okoma ku sawa kati nsibula ngende
0752602427
oranga nana oranga biva
ono biva
lwachi aganye ebintu bya habu lwachi kutu bono okulanja kwayo ku companies ziri corporate ngazi equity
habu is the way to go mfunira aleto obulangu so
kansoka kakasebi
nakati gwe Bajjo kangulaga channel yange Bajjo nzala iliya wanenyo sewo
bebana alaba eno ngambera impressed nga nkuwayo kubanga tulina osomesa abantu ebintu bino bebana ababikola ki
tanyo sewo ogiraba
ngenge ekuze mangu
yamieze
olimba Shalom sewo ekuze
kati yaniyo yange kandi kwaze kati gwe Bajjo oli muze
Shalom ngako wansoseza kunkoya saka twazena tusomesa abantu direct abantu batandikidde mubiri
basabu balaba
soko jekesi
balaba nanga tano ya miezi ena
ekoze naye nkwagala oli hard work
so
kakati ffe tujja kujjanga tubasomese twagala tusomese university muyite business osaka kulaba nga mudda mu funali take ekigenda kubeera nga kushala omwokka abagala ebintu byange byekisiru mumanyi bwe mukola ki Nsonga bino bya magezi
kale musule bulungi
wa budde bwe butusazeeko bwe tunagira nga tujja
WhatsApp kankala WhatsApp mes tabakebera
njobi ya kusobola
sinaka kuone naka
nika rudawa aba nyaka tujakalanga katoko collection yesanga muri kuhama abasubuze ngo yekikumba abayimbi bobonye ekivuru kenda katoko collection basangwa eguru muri kwayiwe eguru ne kwa tujakalanga oludako so musule bulungi mweraba